What practices can you recommend to use in daily life to stay rooted in, capital B, being? Well, similar to what we were just talking about. Being is just another way of describing that stillness. And when we capitalize it, it's another way of describing that presence. Because my soul, my spirit, my being, my presence, my energy, and again, these are different words, same concept. I'm throwing out all of the words because in our different cultures and different lineages, we may have heard different words, or different words may be the ones that we connect with. But it's important to remember they're all describing the same experience. So in order to experience that, well, the very first practice I have to do is to get still enough to experience it. And this is where we bring in the practices I mentioned, whether it's meditation, chanting, prayer, service, asana. And of course, an ideal spiritual path would encompass lots of these. It's not one or the other. I have a practice of all of them. Most of us have a practice of all of them. Maybe not necessarily all of them every single day, but ultimately a practice that includes all of the elements. They all give us another doorway in. Some days you find one doorway feels a little bit closed to get in. You push against that particular doorway for a while and you're not getting in the way that you'd like. Okay, you try a different one. There may be days you wake up and the meditation doesn't feel like it's happening properly, or the yoga asanas don't feel like it's happening properly, or the service doesn't feel like it's flowing properly. And you say, all right, how else can I get into this door today? So we have a lot of different ways to get into that flowing river. But other practices are also really important in terms of our life off the meditation cushion, our life off the yoga mat, our life in our families, in our workplaces, in our moving through the world. It's very easy to think about my time on my mat, on my cushion, in my temple, sitting at the feet of my guru as my spiritual time, my practice time. But if really my goal is to live as much in that state of being as possible, then I have to take something away with me from that experience. I know the urge is very much, and I have it as well, is very much to just be a sponge and soak up as much as you possibly can in those moments. You know, does Arati ever really have to end? And that's a beautiful feeling, and it is beautiful to just be a sponge and to soak up as much as we possibly can. But ultimately the goal is, how can that which I've soaked up in my sponge quench my thirst the rest of the time? That I've soaked up this juice in such a way that as I move through the rest of the hours of my day, I'm still able to keep drinking from it. So it's not I soak it up while I'm here, while I'm on the mat, while I'm in that place, while I'm doing my chanting. And then the minute I stand, it's, my sponge is dry, my throat is dry, everything's dry, and I'm just waiting to get back on the mat. How can that which I've soaked up keep nourishing me? And that's the practice that we bring into our daily lives. I mean, Pujya Swamiji speaks about it so beautifully when he says, okay, we have this multivitamin. And we have our meditation. And then we have our no reaction, which is how we move through the world, which of course is a broad concept basically that means I'm the creator. I'm the creator of my own experience. Most of us react. We're like light bulbs. Somebody switches us on and off, we go on and off. But no reaction, it's bigger than just, this person hit me, I didn't hit him back. Yes, of course, it's a first step, an important first step. But it's not the end. That person insulted me, I didn't insult them back. Again, important first step. But not the highest of where he's going. The no reaction really means I'm in control. I'm not in control of what happens around me. But I'm absolutely in control of my destiny. I'm in control of where I'm going. Because where I'm going is based on what happens inside me. I always say our thoughts are tickets. If you walk into an airport or a bus station or a train station and you say, I want a ticket. Well, what's the first thing they're going to ask you? Where to? Right? Where to? No matter how nice the person behind the counter is, they cannot give you a ticket if you don't know where you're going. None of us would ever at a train station have a counter person say, well, there's this beautiful train. Very cush. There's a great food compartment. Great train. I can get you a first class seat. Do you want it? Well, so then we'd say, well, where's it going? And then if again they said, only $10. Cheapest first class seat available. Do you want it? Well, again, until we knew where it was going, no matter how cushy it may sound, no matter what a great deal it may sound like, very few of us would say, oh yeah, all right, sure. But what happens in our lives is a thought begins. Reaction begins. And we never say to ourselves, where's this going? What's the destination of this thought? It's entered here. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little flicker of a thought. And we never look at it and say, where's this going? And then we sit on it. And we sit on it, and we sit on it, and we sit on it, and we sit on it. And then we find ourselves in destination despair, destination depression, destination misery, destination divorce, whatever it may be for us. And we wonder, why is the universe against me? How did this happen? Without going back and realizing, oh wait, I got on that train. It looked good at the time. All my friends were on the train at the time, Everybody was talking about it like that. Everybody was reacting like that. Everybody was gossiping. Everybody was... I got on the train. So our thoughts really are tickets of where we want to end up. And so when we talk about no reaction, when Pujya Swamiji says you begin with meditation and then you move into no reaction, it's not just I didn't hit back, I didn't insult back. It's throughout my day, every word, every action, and every thought was one that I had or performed or did with an awareness of what that destination was. Now, I don't mean destination of physical actions. We have no control over that. I write a report, I submit it in. Is it going to be accepted, rejected, criticized, loved? That's out of my hands. This is when Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita talks about, not being attached to the fruit of our actions. We do the best we can. We don't know how the universe is going to react. But what I'm talking about in terms of the result is the result in my own mind. What is the result in my own mind? Have I bought myself a ticket to joy, peace, compassion, understanding? Or have I bought myself a ticket to depression and despair and confusion and competition and jealousy? Because that's not something somebody else does. Somebody else grades our reports in school, in the office place, passes us, fails us, praises us, criticizes us. That is in someone else's hands. Someone else makes the stock market go up and down. Somebody else makes it rain or sunshine. Again, not in our hands. But where I end up in my mind, that's in our hands. So this is something we literally can do every minute of every day. To experience, as going back to the question of that capital B being. Well, if I'm being done by the world, if literally you're flipping me and I'm going on and off, you say something that feels good, I'm on, I'm happy. I love what you said. I love you. I love myself. I love the moment. You say something that doesn't feel good. I hate you. I hate myself. I hate the moment. Well, I'm literally being done by the world. That's not the capital B being. The capital B being is that which happens when I'm able to literally connect with that beingness within myself, which isn't switched on or off or pulled or pushed or done by or done to anyone else. But it's a practice. And it begins with that which we do on the mat, on the cushion. And then it moves into our lives. And just lastly on this, it's important to realize, just like in meditation, you sit down, you've got a mantra, or you've got your breath, or you've got a meditation technique, and you do it for a while. And then you find, you've ended up at the neighbor's house in your mind, or you've ended up back in 4th grade in your mind, or you've ended up at your parents' house in your mind, or who knows where you've ended up. And you just bring it back. You don't take out a knife and kill yourself. You don't give up meditation. You just bring the mind back. And in the same way, you're going to lose it. You're going to have it, and then you're going to lose it. When you lose it, just bring it back. Because being, presence, stillness, this is always with you. It's always accessible. Just bring it back. Every minute or moment you spend berating yourself or judging yourself for why you lost it or analyzing why you lost it is yet another moment. You're not being. It's yet another moment you're not in the presence of presence. So when you lose it, just bring it back. Just keep bringing it back. And slowly, 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 that'll become a place, a state that you live in more and more.